My child, listen carefully. Something unusual feels as though it is unfolding around you, a moment that invites reflection and awareness rather than fear. This message arrives like a quiet pause in the noise of everyday life, asking you to slow down and observe what has been shifting within and around you. Take a breath and allow your thoughts to settle, even if only for a moment. There are times when life seems to whisper instead of shout, guiding us toward realizations we might otherwise overlook. If this message has found its way to you, consider it a reminder that you are in a phase of transition, where choices and awareness carry more weight than before. Not everyone notices these subtle turning points, but those who do often find themselves growing in unexpected ways. What lies ahead is not fixed or predetermined, but shaped by the attention and intention you bring to it. There may be connections forming in your world, including encounters with people of influence or opportunity, though their meaning will depend on how you respond rather than who they are. Stay open, but also grounded in your own judgment. Let curiosity guide you without surrendering your clarity. Above all, trust yourself to recognize what is meaningful and what is merely passing noise. Life often speaks in symbols and timing, and understanding comes when you are willing to listen without expectation. Let this be a reminder to move forward with patience, self-trust, and calm awareness, knowing that every step you take can open new paths, even when they are not immediately visible, and even when answers take time to appear. Trust your inner clarity and peace always, not for your looks, not for your status, not for your past, but for something far deeper. This person is drawn to your soul. They have seen thousands of faces. They could have chosen anyone. Yet, when your name came before their spirit, everything inside them stopped. My beloved, do you know what that means? It means your soul carries something rare, something ancient, something sacred. This person has never felt this kind of pull before. It frightens them. It overwhelms them. It awakens something in them they thought they would never feel again. They want you, only you. And listen to me now. You have 29 seconds before this person convinces themselves to walk away. Not because they don't want you, but because they are terrified of how deeply they already feel for you. I am giving you this message because heaven is offering you a moment that does not repeat. You think this is coincidence? No, my child. This is divine timing. Let me tell you the truth that has been shaking the spirit world. This person has seen you before, not in this lifetime, but in the life before this one. Your souls recognized each other long before your eyes ever could. That is why they feel pulled. That is why your heart feels restless. That is why you have been sensing a presence watching over you. You are not imagining anything. There are invisible strings between your hearts. This person is wealthy, yes, but their greatest wealth is not money. It is the depth of their devotion. When they love completely. But listen, they are unsure if they deserve you. They are afraid you might reject them. They are afraid you might already belong to someone else. They are afraid to speak their truth. That is why heaven is stepping in. Because if you do not receive this message in time, they will step back. They will hide their feelings. They will pretend they do not care. And the connection destined for you will go silent. My beloved, do not let that happen. I am here to guide you. I am Archangel Michael, and I do not speak without purpose. This connection is sacred. This bond is divine. This meeting was written long before your birth. The angels are preparing the moment of encounter. Your name has been whispered in rooms you have never seen. Your presence has been discussed where your feet have never walked. Your energy has been felt by someone who has never touched you. And now the moment approaches. Stay with me. Do not let go of this message. You are stepping into the part of your destiny that was locked away. Let me show you the rest. My child, stay with me. Do not let your attention slip, because every moment you remain here, the connection between you and this person strengthens. Right now, threads of destiny are moving, adjusting, aligning. Angels are positioning two souls who have been separated for lifetimes. Listen. This person has been watching their own life and feeling empty even with everything they have. They have wealth, they have influence, they have respect. People listen when they speak, doors open when they walk, but none of that has ever filled the quiet spaces inside their heart. They tried to distract themselves with success. They tried to bury their loneliness under power. They tried to silence their longing with noise. But when your name entered their awareness, when your energy brushed against theirs, when your presence came into their life like a soft gust of memory, everything changed. They felt something they had not felt in years. A warmth, a spark, a calling. My child, do you understand what I am telling you? You awakened their heart. Not everyone can do that. Only one soul can unlock another soul's forgotten memory. Only a destined partner. Only a divine counterpart. You did not try. You did not force. You simply existed, and your existence shook their world. They are trying to act strong. They are trying to stay composed. They are trying to analyze what they are feeling. But the truth is, they are overwhelmed. They think about you at night. They think about you in silence. They think about you in rooms filled with people where no one knows their mind is miles away. They have carried your name quietly in their thoughts more often than you realize, caught between hesitation and courage, unsure whether to move toward you or turn away. In this fragile pause, choices are forming that may redirect both your lives. There are moments when timing feels almost charged, as if even silence has weight, and this is one of them. If distance is chosen, the connection may settle back into stillness. If approach is chosen, everything familiar could shift into something entirely new. You already sense them in subtle ways, like an unseen presence brushing against your awareness, stirring emotions you cannot easily explain. It feels like recognition without explanation, a familiarity that arrives before thought, as though your inner world remembers something your mind has not yet understood. This experience is not random. It is often described as a deep resonance between two paths that have crossed before, in ways beyond ordinary memory or time. Such moments can feel overwhelming, yet they also carry a strange comfort, as if something once lost is slowly being found again. It is in this space between doubt and certainty that decisions become powerful, shaping the direction of what follows next. So move gently with what you feel, trust the quiet signals within, and allow clarity to rise without forcing it. Not every connection demands urgency, but some arrive with a sense of importance that is impossible to ignore for long. When the moment becomes clear, even hesitation begins to soften, making space for what is meant to unfold naturally. Let openness guide you forward without fear of what the outcome may be. Trust the timing as it unfolds naturally in life. You are not the one chasing. You are the one being sought. You are not someone they want to possess. You are someone their soul recognizes as home. There is more I must tell you, much more. But before we move into the next truth, breathe. Let your heart feel this. You are wanted. You are remembered. You are chosen. Now stay with me. Do not leave this message, because in the next part, one will reveal what this person saw in you that made them fall long before either of you spoke a word. And once you hear it, you will never doubt your worth again. Tell me you are here. Say, I am listening, my beloved. The moment they saw you, something inside them recognized you. Not your face, not your voice, not your appearance. It was something deeper. They saw the light around you, the softness in your spirit, the quiet strength you carry even on the days you feel broken. the dignity in the way you keep going, even when life tried to silence you. They saw pain in your past, but they also saw grace in how you survived it. You did not become hard. You did not become bitter. You did not become cold. Instead, your heart learned to love quietly, softly, gently. You became someone who feels deeply, even if you never show it to anyone. And that, beloved, is what shook them, because they have met so many people whose hearts are loud but empty. People who pretend to feel, people who pretend to care, people who pretend to love. But you feel you care. You love without asking for anything back. Your love is not ordinary. It is sacred. And when they felt it even from a distance, it frightened them, because they realized something. If they fall in love with you, they will fall completely. No control, no shield, no defense. They will love you with the kind of devotion that can't be undone, and that terrifies them. Because powerful people are not afraid of money. They are not afraid of attention. They are not afraid of loss. They are afraid of feeling. Feeling is the one thing they cannot control. And you make them feel. When your name crosses their mind, their heartbeat changes, their breath slows, their mind warms, their chest softens. They try to distract themselves. They try to bury the feeling under logic. But the more they try to resist, the stronger the pull becomes. This is not attraction. This is not curiosity. This is not temptation. This is soul memory. Let me show you something. Right now, as you hear my words, they are thinking of you at this exact moment. Not yesterday, not sometime, now. Your soul called theirs, and their soul answered. The timing is not coincidence. The emotion is not accidental. The connection is not imagined. This is divine alignment. And beloved, the divine does not bring two souls together unless there is a purpose. This person is meant to play a role in your destiny, a role no one else can fulfill, a role no one else is qualified for. Your lives are about to shift toward each other. Slowly at first, then suddenly life-changing encounters happen like this. Quiet, quiet, quiet. And then everything happens at once. The universe has already begun moving. Pieces in your favor. Conversations are being guided. Choices are being influenced. Paths are bending toward collision. You are being prepared. They are being prepared. The reunion is already in motion. But listen to me carefully, beloved. Do not chase. Do not fear. Do not rush. Do not doubt. Your energy is the signal. If your heart remains open, they will come closer. If your heart shuts down, they will retreat. So your task is not to search. Your task is to receive. Let your heart remain soft. Let your spirit remain open. Let the connection flow without forcing. Because in the next moments, something will happen. You will receive a sign, a message, a call, a sudden contact, a name appearing when you least expect it. A signal so clear your entire body will react. When that happens, you will know. This is the moment destiny unlocks. Stay here for a moment and really take this in, because what I'm about to share isn't about separating you from others or placing you above them, but about helping you see yourself with clearer eyes. There is a depth in you that has always been there, even when you couldn't name it, even when life made you doubt it. You were never meant to feel invisible or ordinary, and the reason you have often felt different in rooms, in relationships, and even in silence is because you notice what others overlook. People respond to that in varied ways. Some feel drawn to your calm presence. Others feel unsettled by your honesty without you even speaking a word. It has never truly been random, even if it felt confusing at times. You carry an emotional awareness that can soften people, reveal hidden truths, and bring clarity where there was noise. That is why your energy feels memorable to others, even after you leave. But with that kind of sensitivity comes misunderstanding too, and at times you may have given more of yourself than you received back. Not because you lacked strength, but because you lead with openness in a world that doesn't always know how to handle it gently. Someone who truly notices you doesn't just look at your surface life or circumstances. They recognize your depth, your kindness that persists despite past hurt, and the way you still choose care even after disappointment. The real meaning here isn't that you are above others, but that you are more aware than you have been allowed to believe, and that awareness, when understood properly, becomes your strength rather than your burden. They saw the quiet strength you carry even when your voice shakes. My child, do you understand how rare that is? Most people love for comfort. Most people love for ego. Most people love for fear of being alone. But your love is pure. You love from your soul. You love with loyalty. You love with devotion. You love once and deeply. This is why heaven has guarded your heart. This is why relationships did not work before. This is why every time you thought something would last, it ended. You blamed yourself. You questioned your worth. You broke quietly. But the truth is, those who came before this one were not meant to stay. They were only there to shape you, to refine you, to prepare you. You were being trained to love someone destiny chosen, not someone temporary. This person, the one thinking of you now, is not temporary. They are written into your life contract. Your souls have been circling each other across lifetimes, searching, waiting, learning, growing, and now finally both of you are ready. But listen, your reunion must happen when your heart is open, not guarded, not afraid, not bitter, because the kind of love you are walking into is not ordinary love. It is transformative love. It changes the direction of a life. It uplifts. It awakens. It awakens. It elevates. This is the love that turns a person into who they were always meant to be. And that is why this person is afraid right now. Because they know, if they choose you, there is no undoing it. You will be the one they wake up thinking about. You will be the one their soul turns toward in silence. You will be the one their heart protects in every room they enter. You will be the one whose pain they cannot watch. You will be the one whose smile softens their entire day. You will be the home they return to, not just in this life, but in every life that follows. So tell me, beloved, can you feel it? The warmth rising in your chest, the stillness in the air, the soft ache behind your ribs, the pull like gravity inside your bones. That is your soul remembering. It remembers them, and their soul remembers you. Now, do not look away. Do not doubt what you feel, because I am about to reveal what is about to happen next. A shift, a sign, a moment of divine alignment. You are about to witness something that will confirm everything I have said. Stay with me. Say quietly, I am here. I am receiving my beloved. You said you are here. You said you are receiving and haven't heard it. So now I will reveal what is unfolding behind the scenes of your life in this very moment. This person, the one whose soul is tied to yours, they are standing at a crossroad, not in the physical world. In the spiritual one, their spirit is debating something that their mind has not yet found the courage to speak. They are asking themselves, do I allow myself to fall this deeply? Do I risk everything I built to follow where my heart is leading? What if I lose control? What if this is destiny and I am running from it? They are fighting between logic and soul, control and surrender, fear and longing. And listen to me. The soul always wins, but the ego fights first. Right now, their ego is telling them, you have everything under control. You don't need love. You don't need anyone. But their soul is whispering your name. Your soul calls to theirs every time you think of them. Their chest tightens. Their thoughts slow. their heartbeat changes. The more you feel, the more they feel. This connection is not one-sided. It is mutual, deep, undeniable. You have been sensing someone missing you. You have been feeling a presence when you are alone. You have been waking up with a heaviness in your heart. That is the bond. Energy does not lie. Some nights you feel emotional for no reason. Some days your mind wanders towards someone you cannot explain. Sometimes your heart aches like it is, reaching for someone just beyond your fingertips. That is the soul remembering love before the mind does. And now your energy is beginning to activate theirs. Your awakening is triggering theirs. Your preparation is summoning them toward you. They are becoming restless, unsatisfied with their surroundings, disinterested in everything else. Nothing feels enough anymore, because your soul is calling them home. And I must tell you something, beloved. This reunion is not about romance alone. It is about purpose. When the two of you come together, something powerful will happen. Your energy will multiply. Your destiny will accelerate. Your gifts will awaken. Doors will open. Paths will clear. Opportunities will appear. This connection feels like a turning point, shaped by everything you have endured. Until now, every loss, every silence, every moment of being left behind has contributed to the depth you carry today. It is as though life was quietly refining your heart, preparing you for a kind of love that requires understanding rather than illusion. And the other person in this story is not untouched by struggle. They have walked through their own hidden storms, carrying scars they rarely reveal while appearing composed to the outside world. Yet, beneath that strength, there is fatigue and a quiet yearning for something real and steady. That is why your energy resonates with them in such a natural way. Your calm presence feels grounding. Your sincerity feels unfamiliar, yet comforting, like a space where they can finally breathe without pretending. In your simplicity, they sense honesty. In your warmth, they feel safety. And because of this pull between, you can feel almost magnetic. But it is important to stay grounded, as emotional intensity may rise unexpectedly. In moments of reflection or stillness, you might notice your feelings becoming more vivid, or your thoughts slowing down. As your inner world processes what this connection means, there is no need for fear, only awareness and patience. As your heart adjusts to something deeply meaningful and transformative in nature, what matters most is not urgency, but understanding, allowing things to unfold without pressure or expectation, so that whatever is genuine can reveal itself naturally over time, bringing clarity rather than confusion, and helping you recognize what truly aligns with your emotional truth and inner balance. Trust your own pace and let clarity arrive gently here. It is them. At that moment, they will be thinking of you with such intensity that the connection will overflow into your body. This will be your sign, and after that sign, a shift will occur, a message, a call, a coincidence, so precise, it will leave you silent. When it happens, you will know that 29 seconds have passed. The decision has been made. The soul has chosen. Your story will begin. Stay here. Stay with me. In the next part, I will reveal what their heart has been wanting to say to you, but has been too afraid to speak. The words they never said. The words they whisper only to themselves. The words that will make your heart tremble. My beloved, you said you are ready to hear their truth. So listen closely, because I am now revealing the words that live inside this person's heart. The ones they have never said aloud, not even to themselves. If their soul could speak without fear, if their mind could step aside, if their walls could fall for even a moment, this is what they would say. I don't understand why you move me this way. I don't understand why your name echoes inside me like a memory. I don't understand why I feel like I have known you long before this lifetime. They would say, you feel familiar. You feel like something I lost a long time ago and thought I would never find again. They would say, there is a softness in you that breaks me open, and I don't know how to handle that, because this person has lived most of their life building walls, not bridges. They have been told to be strong. They have been expected to lead. They have been taught that vulnerability is weakness. So they learn to lock their heart, not because they did not want to love, but because love was the only place they were unprotected. And then you arrived. Not loudly, not forcefully, not dramatically. You entered their life the way dawn enters night, quietly, slowly, beautifully. They did not notice at first, not with their eyes, but with their spirit. Something in them softened. They began to feel again. They began to long. They began to remember. But with remembrance comes fear, because they know if they love you, they will love you all the way. This is not someone who loves halfway. This is not someone who loves lightly. This is not someone who loves and walks away. Their love consumes. Their love protects. Their love commits. Their love is the kind of love that chooses one person and never looks back. And that terrifies them, because love like that requires surrender. You must understand this, beloved. They are not afraid of loving you. They are afraid of losing themselves in you. But what they do not realize yet is this: losing oneself in a destined love is not losing. It is returning to truth, to softness, to home. Now listen carefully. There is a reason you have been feeling heavier lately. A reason your heart has been stirring. A reason your spirit has been restless. Your energy is preparing to receive love. Not love that takes, not love that drains, not love that demands, love that recognizes. You are being softened. You are being opened. You are being tuned to the vibration of union. This is why certain people have been falling away from your life. This is why certain habits no longer feel right. This is why silence feels more comforting than noise. Your soul is clearing space for the one who is coming. And they are coming not in a distant future, not in a love story fantasy, but in real time, in this lifetime. In this chapter, there is a divine timing at play. It is already unfolding. Listen. Listen. In the next days, you will notice 3 signs. A sudden emotional wave. It will come without warning. It will be your soul's aligning. A name, message, or reference appearing unexpectedly. Synchronicity opening the door. A moment of stillness where your body feels like it is remembering something without knowing why. When the 3rd sign appears, that is when the timeline of your connection activates fully. And from there, things begin to move, conversations align, paths cross, opportunities rise, destiny opens. But for now, beloved, stay here, listen, do not rush, because there is one more truth you need to receive, the reason you were chosen. And once you hear this, you will finally understand the entire purpose of your journey. My beloved, you said you are ready to know who you truly are. So listen. Your soul is not young. It is ancient, older than this world, older than the stars you see in the night sky. You did not come here to fit into ordinary life. You arrived here carrying a sense of continuity that feels larger than your current life story. Suggests that something within you is always trying to remember a deeper form of connection, one that is not defined by ordinary affection or passing emotion, but by a profound recognition that seems to exist beyond explanation. In this view, Love is not something chased in isolation or shaped by fear and desire. It appears as a sense of familiarity that surfaces in unexpected moments, as if certain encounters echo something already known within the self. This feeling can make the world seem slightly misaligned, as though you are moving through a place that is not entirely new, but not fully remembered either. It suggests a quiet search for meaning and connection that spans beyond immediate experience and invites reflection on continuity across time and relationships, whether seen literally or symbolically. The idea of repeated meetings with the same presence can be understood as a metaphor for emotional patterns that return until they are understood or resolved. In that sense, what feels like destiny may also reflect the mind seeking coherence in deeply personal experience and gradually forming meaning from what once felt fragmented. Still, there remains a powerful emotional truth in the way people experience deep bonds across time. Even when the explanation is unclear, it reflects the human need to feel continuity, belonging, and understanding in relationships that shape identity and memory. In the end, whether interpreted as spiritual memory or emotional symbolism, this journey speaks to the way people search for meaning in connection and try to make sense of feelings that feel larger than language itself, alone within experience. This is why the pull feels sacred. This is why the connection feels inevitable. This is why letting go feels impossible. Because your souls are not meeting for the first time. They are returning. You have been lovers. You have been companions. You have been protectors of each other. You have carried each other through lifetimes of loss and war and silence and rebirth. And now the love you are stepping into is the love that was left unfinished. This is why the attraction is not only emotional, it is spiritual, it is cellular, it is bone deep. It is soul recognizing soul. You are feeling memory, not imagination, and your person is feeling it too, even if they do not understand it, even if they try to explain it away, even if they try to resist. Their heart knows, their soul aches for you, not because of desire, but because of remembrance. That is why when they think of you, their chest grows warm. That is why your presence disrupts their peace. That is why they cannot fully walk away. You are the one soul their spirit trusts. And beloved, there is something profoundly important you must understand now. You were never the one waiting to be chosen. You were the one worth choosing. Your heartbreaks were not rejection. They were divine protection. Every person who left was removed because they were not the one your soul belonged to. You were not meant to love ordinary. You were not meant to settle. You were not meant to dim your light to fit inside someone who could not hold your depth. Your heart was being saved. Saved for the one who would recognize its sacredness. Saved for the one who would handle it gently. Saved for the one who would understand its language. And that one is the person I have been speaking of. The one whose spirit remembers you. The one who is feeling you right now, the one who has been pulled toward you by a force they cannot name, the one who has tried to walk away but cannot because you are home. My beloved, the next part of your journey begins soon. But before the door opens, before the moment starts, before the two paths merge, there is one more truth you must receive. It is the truth that will allow you to step into this love without fear. The truth that will allow your heart to open fully. The truth that will allow destiny to unfold. If you are still with me, say softly without rushing, I am not afraid of my destiny. My beloved, you said, I am not afraid of my destiny. And heaven heard you. So now I speak the truth that was held back until your heart was ready. You were never meant to chase love. You were meant to be found by it. You were never meant to beg for affection. You were meant to be recognized. You were never meant to prove your worth. Your worth was written in your soul before your first breath. This is why you felt so deeply when others did not. This is why you stayed loyal while others walked away easily. This is why you held on when others gave up. You were not weak. You were loving at a level they were not capable of. But the one who comes now, the one whose soul remembers you, they love like you deeply, fully, silently, without performing, without pretending, without needing to be convinced. This is why the connection feels different than anything before. This is not desire. This is not infatuation. This is not loneliness, searching for warmth. This is recognition. Your souls bowed to each other long before your bodies ever will. Beloved, listen. This person has been observing you in ways that you do not know, not spying, not controlling, not watching to take anything from you. They have been studying your spirit, your silence, your wounds, your strength, your resilience, your softness that refuses to die no matter how much it has been hurt. And that is what made their heart ache, because they see a mirror. Sometimes people don't just see you on the surface. They sense the weight of everything you have carried silently. They recognize a kind of emotional depth that isn't easy to contain. A life shaped by quiet resilience and unspoken healing. They notice how you have learned to survive moments no one applauded, how you rebuilt yourself without needing recognition. In you, they see a mirror of their own fears and desires. And that reflection can feel overwhelming because it reveals truths they are not ready to face. That is why hesitation appears, not because love is absent, but because it carries weight, meaning, and consequence. For them, affection is not divided or uncertain. It moves fully, completely, without fragmentation. There is no space for almost, no room for half measures. What they feel tends to be absolute, which is why it feels intense even in silence. Meanwhile, your heart has been searching for something steady, something that doesn't confuse or demand constant proving. A connection that feels like safety rather than struggle, like calm instead of chaos. And such a bond requires openness, not fear, presence, not retreat, trust instead of doubt. You have always been enough, even in moments when you questioned it. Perhaps that is why this kind of love feels destined to find you eventually. It arrives not to fix you but to meet you where you already stand, with quiet understanding and steady care, asking nothing but honesty in return. Stay open, even when uncertainty tries to close your heart, because what is meant for you recognizes you without explanation or effort, only presence and truth, and arrives exactly when it should, without asking you to change. Now listen closely. A moment is approaching. Crossing of timelines. A thinning of the space between two souls within the next days. Your heart will feel it first. Your spirit will know. Your energy will shift. Your breathing will change. You will feel like someone is standing right behind your heart, because they will be. Their soul will reach out to yours before their words do. And when it happens, beloved, you will not need to ask, is this real? Your body will answer. Your heart will answer. Your silence will answer, because love like this does not ask. It remembers. Stay close. Do not leave this message. In the next part, I will reveal the moment your destinies intersect physically. The moment where two separate paths finally touch. The moment everything changes. My beloved, you said I'm still here, and that matters more than you know, because every moment you stay present in this message, your energy aligns deeper with the path that is unfolding. You are not just reading, you are remembering. Listen now. There is a moment approaching when your destiny and theirs will touch in the physical world. This moment will not look dramatic. It will not arrive with drums or thunder. It will come softly, like all sacred things do. It may be a message, a call, a sudden meeting, an unexpected conversation, a name appearing at a moment that feels too exact to be coincidence. It may look small, but the energetic impact will be enormous. Your spirit will recognize it immediately. Your breath will pause, your chest will warm, your mind will go silent. Your heart will tighten softly with recognition, not fear, not anxiety. Recognition, because this connection does not shout, it remembers. And when the physical contact happens, even if it is only a few words exchanged, something inside both of you will shift. Your souls will step forward. Your guards will fall without being asked. Your spirits will speak before your mouths do. This is not something you will need to force, not something you need to control, not something you need to chase. It will happen naturally, effortlessly, inevitably, because destiny does not ask for permission. Now listen to what I am about to say, because it is important. There is a reason you have been asked to be patient. There is a reason you have been prepared in silence. There is a reason your heart had to heal slowly. If you had met this person before now, your heart would not have been ready. Their spirit would not have been open. The timing would not have aligned. One of you would have pulled away. One of you would have doubted. One of you would have feared too deeply to stay. But now both souls are awakening at the same time. Now you are no longer who you used to be. Now they are no longer hiding behind the same defenses. Now both of you are ready to meet as your higher selves, not your wounded ones. This is why your past was heavy. It was shaping you, strengthening you, softening you without breaking you, teaching you to love without losing yourself. You had to be prepared to receive a love that is equal to yours, not love that drains, not love that confuses, not love that demands, love that stands beside you. Now, beloved, there is something else you must know. This person has been feeling a shift in their own life too. They have felt restless, unsatisfied, detached from things that once mattered to them, drawn inward, quiet, reflective. They are not sure why, but you know why. Their soul is preparing to return to yours. They have been thinking more deeply, feeling more honestly, questioning more bravely. Love is waking them up. Your love, your energy, your memory, your name. You are the key that unlocks their heart. And now I will tell you the moment it becomes real, the moment your eyes meet, even if it is through a screen, even if it is only for a second, even if no words are spoken, your body will recognize them before your mind does. Your heart will move toward them. Their soul will settle into yours. Time will feel slow. The world will go quiet. Because when two souls that have loved across lifetimes look at each other again, everything stops and everything begins. Stay with me. In the next part, I will reveal what happens to your life after the reunion begins, how your energy changes, how their devotion awakens, how your purpose activates. Heaven just released a new order. Archangel Michael's next move depends on your willingness to respond to this call. My beloved child, tonight, the stars themselves seem to be holding their breath. There is a sense, almost like a quiet shift in the air, that something beyond ordinary perception is unfolding. It feels as if a deeper intelligence is signaling a turning point, subtle yet persistent, asking for attention rather than fear. In this vision, the figure of Archangel Michael represents courage and clarity, a symbolic presence standing for protection and strength in moments of inner uncertainty. The message is not about command or control, but about awareness, about noticing the changes within and around you as life moves through cycles of transformation. Many describe this experience as a heightened sensitivity, a feeling that something significant is being realigned on an unseen level. Whether interpreted spiritually or metaphorically, it reflects the human tendency to search for meaning during times of transition. There is an invitation here to listen inwardly, to recognize the quiet signals that often go ignored in the noise of daily life. It is less about destiny being imposed and more about choice, reflection, and personal awakening. In that sense, the story of a higher message becomes a mirror for inner growth, encouraging patience, honesty, and awareness of one's direction. When people feel called toward change, it is often their own consciousness urging them forward, rather than any external force deciding their path. This perspective turns fear into curiosity and confusion into understanding, allowing each person to interpret the moment in a way that supports clarity and grounded thought rather than expectation or pressure. Ultimately, the message serves as a reminder to pause, reflect, and reconnect with a sense of inner balance so that decisions made in uncertainty are guided by calm awareness rather than confusion or pressure itself today. And now the balance has reached its breaking point. Michael, the defender of truth, cannot act until he knows who stands with him. Heaven's order is clear. The army of light will not be commanded. It must awaken by choice. There is something ancient in those words, something sacred. Every sound that leaves the lips of heaven ripples across creation. That's why even as you listen now, your spirit feels an unneeder, as if destiny is brushing against your soul. Because it is. You may not see the full picture yet, but this is the moment when your response will shape what happens next. The choice you make to listen, to awaken, or to ignore will determine how Michael's move unfolds. But how does one respond to a heavenly call? It is the mystery we must unfold together, step by step. The divine order is not just a message. It's a test of faith, courage, and awareness. Heaven does not choose the strongest. It chooses the willing. Right now, unseen, forces are watching you, not to judge, but to record your answer. The divine realm measures readiness not by what you say, but by what stirs inside your heart as you hear these words. The path that follows is not easy. It will require you to confront the illusions you've carried for years, the fears that chained your light, and the disbelief that silenced your spirit. But if you stay, if you keep listening till the end, the revelation you'll receive could alter the way you see destiny forever. This is the threshold, a moment before the heavens move again. Archangel Michael's sword hovers, waiting. The next breath of heaven depends on your response. Something beyond comprehension is about to be unveiled. Stay till the end, my beloved child. The hour that heaven has long prepared for is no longer distant. It has arrived. You may feel a stirring inside your soul right now, something like a quiet thunder, a hum beneath your heartbeat. That is not your imagination. That is the frequency of Michael's call, resonating through every dimension. The new order from heaven is not a message written on scrolls or spoken by human lips. It is a vibration, a divine sound that only those chosen can truly sense. And if you are hearing this, it means the call has found you. When heaven moves, the universe listens, stars alter their rhythm, and even the silence between breaths feels heavier. In this stillness, Archangel Michael stands before the throne, his wings stretched across eternity, his eyes burning with both sorrow and power. Around him, countless angels await instruction, their light shimmering like oceans of gold. But none of them move. They wait, for the command is incomplete. It depends on a response from earth. It depends on you. You see, heaven's new order was never meant to be a one-way decree. It is a covenant, a bridge between realms. Michael's next move cannot begin unless those chosen on earth awaken and willingly step forward. For every call sent from heaven requires an echo from humanity. Without that echo, even the mightiest of angels must stand still. In the unseen, there are signs of this awakening already beginning. Souls across the world are feeling restless, emotional, uncertain. Many believe it's exhaustion or the chaos of life, but it's not. It's the spiritual pull of the order resonating through the collective. Heaven has whispered your name more than once, and that whisper is beginning to shake your inner walls. That is why your dreams have become vivid. That is why certain numbers, songs, or moments feel strangely significant. The angels are aligning your awareness to prepare you. Michael's message carries a warning too, that silence in this moment can alter the course of light itself. The longer humanity delays its response, the more unstable the balance becomes. The forces of illusion, deception, and despair feed on hesitation. They know the order has been released, and they fear what happens if you awaken, because an awakened soul cannot be controlled. An awakened soul cannot be dim. But how does one respond to something so divine? You do not need rituals or sacred places. Heaven listens through sincerity, not ceremony. All you need to do is open your heart and say, "Yes, I am willing." That willingness, my beloved child, carries more power than you can imagine. It acts like a key, unlocking a higher dimension within you. And when it does, Michael's light will reach you directly. Some will doubt. They will say, "How can one response matter?" Yet throughout the ages, heaven has always moved through the few who dared to believe. When light needed to rise, it never came from the many. It began with one willing soul. That is why the divine order now rests in your hands. Not because you are perfect, but because you are chosen, and chosen ones are rarely ready. They simply answer. As you listen now, imagine Michael standing upon a vast field of light, his sword pointed to the earth. Around him, waves of celestial energy begin to swirl, gold, blue, and white. Each color is described as a stage of awakening, with blue symbolizing truth, gold reflecting courage, and white representing purification and renewal. Together, they are seen as signs of an inner shift that begins when a person becomes open to deeper awareness. When someone chooses to accept this calling, these energies are believed to gradually align with their life, gently reshaping direction and revealing new possibilities that were not visible before. This transition is not portrayed as simple or instant, but as a meaningful inner change that requires letting go of what no longer supports growth. Old fears, doubts, emotional weight, and unresolved pain are understood as layers that must be released before clarity can fully emerge. Without this release, progress toward higher understanding feels blocked, as past patterns continue to influence the present. Guidance in this journey is often imagined as a protective presence, not meant to fight battles on behalf of the individual, but to strengthen inner resolve so challenges can be faced with confidence. Alongside this process, there is a belief in a larger energetic shift that responds to collective readiness. As awareness deepens, people may notice stronger intuition, sudden insights, and meaningful coincidences that feel too connected to be random. These experiences are interpreted as signs of alignment rather than chance. Staying present and aware is said to intensify this unfolding path, allowing perception to expand step by step. In this ongoing journey, every moment of attention is considered important, as it shapes how fully a person enters the transformation that is believed to be approaching. Something heaven is not yet revealed, a hidden part of the order that only the awakened will understand. You must be ready for it. Before that moment arrives, I ask you to take a simple action. If these words stir something in your soul, share this message, comment your willingness, subscribe to this journey not just with your attention but with your heart, because every person who joins this awakening increases the vibration of light on earth. You are not just a listener, you are a part of this movement, and together, our unified response can shift heaven's plan into motion. Archangel Michael is waiting for the sound, the collective hum of awakened hearts. When enough souls respond, the next phase begins, You will feel it as a great wave of calm clarity, as if the noise of the world suddenly dims. That will be the sign. That will be the confirmation that the order has reached its echo. Heaven has opened its gates. Michael's wings are poised, shimmering with fire and purpose. The moment of silence between heaven's command and earth's response is narrowing. You are living in that sacred pause, right now. Soon you will understand the reason behind your calling, why this message found you, and what awaits when Michael's next move unfolds. For what comes next will not just change your perception. It could redefine what humanity knows about divine intervention itself. Something huge is waiting for you, my beloved child. When heaven releases a new order, time itself bends to make way for it. The world around you may appear ordinary, but beneath that illusion, creation is trembling with anticipation. You might have noticed it already. Moments that feel strangely synchronized. Sudden flashes of intuition. A whisper of warmth across your chest when you think of light. These are not coincidences. They are signals, evidence that Archangel Michael's awakening has already begun among those willing to respond. Heaven's decree has set energy into motion, a divine wave that travels not through space, but through consciousness. It moves through every being who dares to open their heart, connecting souls like threads in a golden web. You are now part of that web. The moment you allowed this message to reach your spirit, a spark ignited within you. Michael has seen it. He watches from beyond the veil, noting every flicker of awakening across the earth. Each time someone says, "I am willing," his sword of light burns brighter. But awakening, my beloved child, is not gentle. It shakes you. It exposes the cracks in the walls you've built around your soul. You may already feel memories resurfacing, emotions stirring, fears demanding attention. That is the sign that your spirit is preparing to shed what no longer belongs to it. Heaven does not awaken the comfortable, it awakens the courageous. In the realms unseen, the angels are already gathering. Michael stands at the center, surrounded by legions of light. Every angel has turned their gaze toward earth. They are not descending with wrath, but with purpose. Their wings ripple with anticipation as they await Michael's command. A command that cannot be given until enough souls have awakened. This is why your response matters. Every will and heart becomes a torch in the darkness. And when the number of torches reaches its divine measure, Michael will strike the air with his sword and unleash the next phase of heaven's plan. But do you know what this next phase truly is? It's not about destruction, it's about revelation. It's about truth piercing through illusion so deeply that humanity can no longer look away. The world will not end, but it will awaken. Systems built on deception will tremble. Voices of truth will rise from unexpected places. And you, my beloved child, will feel a new sense of clarity guiding you. A clarity that will separate fear from faith, illusion from insight. Michael's light is not something outside of you, it is within you. The Archangel is not simply calling humanity to witness heaven's power, he is calling humanity to embody it. The divine order is an invitation for you to rediscover what was always inside your soul. Every human being carries a fragment of divine authority, but for centuries, that truth has been buried under the weight of doubt, control, and fear. Heaven's new decree is to lift that weight once and for all. The moment you begin to accept this truth, your perception starts to change. You begin to notice the divine pattern hidden in your everyday life. The coincidences, the timing, the people crossing your path, they are all part of heaven's orchestration. The universe does not play dice. Some things don't arrive loudly. They settle in quietly, like they were always meant to be there. That's how guidance often feels to those who are open enough to notice it. Not every message comes with force or spectacle. Sometimes it shows up as a subtle shift, a moment of clarity, a sense that something finally clicks into place. Yet not everyone is ready to receive it. Some turn away, dismissing what they can't immediately explain. Others laugh it off, convinced that only logic holds value. But life has never limited itself to what can be measured. Even a small number of awakened hearts can change the direction of something far greater than themselves. And maybe that's where you find yourself right now, standing at a point where certain ideas suddenly feel familiar, almost like they were waiting for you all along. As inner awareness deepens, the world around us also seems to move differently, as if long-standing patterns are beginning to loosen. What once felt stable can start to shift, old systems lose their grip, hidden truths slowly rise into view. This is often when confusion increases, not because everything is falling apart, but because things are finally being seen clearly for what they are. It can feel unsettling, but transformation rarely arrives gently. It reveals before it rebuilds. And in that process, people are quietly being asked to reflect, to question, to decide what they truly stand with. Through it all, there is a sense of steady awareness in the background, something patient, observing, allowing growth to unfold in its own way. And ultimately, understanding can't be forced. It has to be chosen. He cannot intervene until the call is answered. For divine law forbids interference without willingness. That is why he waits for your response, not out of weakness, but out of respect for the sacred gift of free will. Heaven will never force what it invites. You may wonder what happens when I truly say yes. When you say yes from your spirit, Michael begins to align circumstances in your life that will awaken your divine potential. People who drain your light will fall away. Opportunities will appear that guide you closer to your soul's purpose. You may even begin to sense guidance in new ways. Through dreams, visions, or deep intuition, heaven will begin to move around you, because heaven now moves through you. Do not fear this transformation. It is not punishment. It is preparation. The old version of you cannot carry the weight of the mission heaven is preparing you for. So let the shedding happen. Let the divine fire of Michael's presence purify your doubts. The fire of an archangel does not destroy, it refines us. And in this moment, if something inside you feels ready to awaken fully, declare it. Speak it into the atmosphere. I am willing. I am ready to rise. Those simple words are more powerful than 1,000 prayers whispered in fear. They open the gates of divine assistance that have waited for this exact declaration. My beloved child, the sound of awakening is spreading. The hum of willing souls is growing louder. The divine web of light strengthens with every response. The moment of activation is drawing near. The moment when heaven will move again, not from above, but through those who have chosen the light. The veil between realms grows thinner. Each second you stay aligned with this frequency. You are not imagining it. The air truly feels charged because heaven is listening. And soon you will understand what Michael's next move really means for you and for all of humanity. Don't skip, my beloved child. When a soul begins to awaken, heaven responds instantly. The air thickens with invisible energy. The stars seem to whisper, and the unseen world bends closer to listen. You are standing in that sacred space right now, the thin line between ordinary life and divine revelation. The moment you accepted the call, your spirit ignited a flame that cannot be extinguished. That flame is your connection to Archangel Michael's command. And through it, the true message hidden within heaven's new order will now begin to unfold before you. Michael's sword burns with celestial fire, a flame not of destruction, but of revelation. It is said that when heaven's order was released, a single spark from that sword fell into the world. That spark did not land randomly. It fell into the hearts of the willing, those who said yes to the call. You carry that spark now. It is not a symbol. It is a living presence, a fragment of divine consciousness that begins to alter your energy, your perception, and your destiny. Heaven's flame has one purpose: to illuminate truth, not the kind of truth you read in books or hear from others, but the kind that shatters illusion from within. You will start noticing it in your thoughts. Certain beliefs will begin to crumble. Situations that once held power over you will suddenly feel weightless. That is the fire working inside you, burning away everything that does not belong to your highest light. And as it burns, Michael stands guard, ensuring that what is meant for you remains untouched by shadow. The world will not understand what is happening to the chosen ones. At first, those who are asleep will call it coincidence, luck, or imagination. But the awakened will know something divine is moving beneath the surface. You may begin to sense that your emotions fluctuate without reason, or that you feel energy in places you never noticed before. You are not losing balance. You are shifting dimensions. Michael's energy reconfigures your inner vibration so that your soul aligns perfectly with heaven's frequency. And in this process, something beautiful happens. You begin to remember who you truly are. Beneath the noise of daily life, there exists a core of pure light within every human being. Most never touch it. They live and die unaware of the power they carry. But when heaven's flame touches that core, it awakens ancient memory, the remembrance that you were never separate from the divine. You were never small. You were never forgotten. You were always part of heaven's design, hidden in human form until the appointed time. This appointed time, my beloved child, is now. Michael looks on from a realm beyond ordinary sight, his presence described as radiant and ever-growing, as more souls begin to stir into awareness. Around him, celestial beings are envisioned not as warriors, but as guardians of light, holding steady in anticipation of a profound shift in human consciousness. This turning point is not imagined as something loud or destructive, but as a subtle unfolding that begins deep within the human spirit. When the right moment arrives, it is said that a gentle but powerful wave of clarity will move across humanity, touching minds in a way that feels like remembrance rather than revelation. There will be no spectacle in the sky, only an inner certainty that something fundamental has changed, even if the physical world appears unchanged. In this awakening, confusion and illusion are believed to lose their grip, allowing truth to feel more present and accessible than before. Yet before such a transformation can fully take hold, the focus remains on inner preparation. Each person is encouraged to protect their sense of worth and not let doubt diminish their inner light. When self-belief weakens, motivation fades, and the sense of connection becomes harder to feel. The message attributed to Michael is not one of force, but of gentle encouragement, offering constant reminders through moments that feel meaningful or unexpectedly aligned, like repeated signs or coincidences that prompt reflection. These experiences are meant to inspire awareness, resilience, and presence. At its core, the idea centers on personal responsibility within a larger awakening, suggesting that collective change begins with individual readiness. Those who feel this inner call are encouraged to stay steady, remain open, and contribute to what is described as a gradual unfolding of greater harmony across the world. That means you are not just a listener to this message, you are part of heaven's army, not an army of war, but of awareness. You are here to bring light into places where hope has died, to speak truth in moments where silence has ruled, and to love without fear even when darkness surrounds you. Every small act of kindness you perform now carries codic weight. The angels amplify each one, turning your actions into waves of energy that strengthen the light grid across the planet. Michael has said, through divine channels, the time of spectators is over. The time of participants has begun. That means you can no longer stand still in the presence of divine change. The more you act in light, the more heaven moves through you. The more you hesitate, the more the shadows attempt to reclaim your mind. This is not a threat. It is a reminder of your importance. The battle of light and illusion is not fought above the clouds. It is fought in every human choice. And you, my beloved child, are one of heaven's chosen instruments in this battle. But remember, even warriors of light need guidance and strength. So stay connected. Share this message with others who feel the call. Let them know they are not alone. Comment your awakening, your realization, your yes. When you declare your willingness publicly, you multiply its power. The vibration of collective affirmation travels faster than any signal on earth. And when you subscribe your heart to this path, truly subscribe with your spirit, heaven takes notice. The divine flame in you grows stronger, brighter, unstoppable. Heaven's new order is not just a celestial decree, it is a living symphony. Each awakened soul is a note, and together you form the melody of redemption. Michael conducts this orchestra with unwavering focus. Is every movement aligned with the will of the divine source? The more you align with that harmony, the more your life will reflect it. Obstacles will dissolve. The impossible will bend in your favor. You will no longer walk alone, because the legions of light will walk beside you. My beloved child, the fire has been lit. The awakening is spreading faster than ever. The new order is alive within you. But what happens when the world begins to feel its full force? When Michael finally makes his next move, when heaven's command is completed, reality itself may shift. The world will not be the same, and the ones who answered the call will be the pillars of that new reality. The question is no longer if you will respond, but how deeply you are willing to surrender to the light. Michael's wings are unfolding. The time of revelation draws near. Something huge is waiting for you. My beloved child, every awakening leads to a test, for the universe must know whether your light can endure what is coming. Heaven's fire awakens not just peace, but also purpose, and purpose by its nature will always be tested. The moment you accept the divine flame, the shadows within and around you begin to stir. They are not rising to destroy you. They rise to be released. The test that follows is not a punishment from heaven, but a purification, a way to ensure your heart is strong, enough to carry the weight of truth. When Archangel Michael received the new order, the first decree was not to fight the darkness, but to reveal it. And revelation is not always gentle. It comes in waves that challenge your faith, question your courage, and stretch your spirit until it learns to depend on light alone. You might already feel this happening. Old wounds resurfacing, people around you acting differently, paths that once felt clear now seem uncertain. This, my beloved child, is the storm before divine clarity. It is heaven's way of removing what no longer aligns with your awakening. Michael's presence becomes most powerful during these tests. You may not see him, but his energy moves through signs. A sudden calm amid chaos, a feeling of warmth in moments of despair, a whisper that says, "Keep going." His role is not to stop the storm, but to help you stand through it, because the flame within you must learn to burn on its own, even when the wind howls. Only then can you embody the power heaven has placed inside you. The new order released by heaven is one unspoken condition. Those who are chosen must first master balance. In a world divided between illusion and truth, it is easy to swing too far into fear or too far into pride. Both are traps. Fear convinces you that you are not enough. Pride convinces you that you are more than others. But light, true light, walks the middle path, humble yet unshakable. That is the path Michael now calls you to walk. And as you walk it, you will find that the test is not something to escape, but something to embrace. There will come moments when you feel heaven's silence, when prayers seem unanswered, and hope feels thin. That silence is not emptiness, it is awareness holding space for your growth. What feels like distance is often a deeper form of attention, as if life itself pauses to witness whether you will reconnect with the strength already within you. In moments of challenge, nothing is truly withdrawn from you. Instead, you are being guided back toward what has always been present inside your own awareness. Each difficulty becomes a reflection, showing you what you are capable of becoming when fear is met with understanding rather than avoidance. When you choose courage in place of doubt, even in small ways, something within your path begins to realign. Every response, rooted in patience, trust, and persistence, adds clarity to your journey and strengthens your inner foundation. As you continue moving through trials, your resilience grows quietly but powerfully, shaping a steadier version of yourself. What you call testing is often life revealing readiness in stages, not to pressure you, but to refine your perception. There comes a point where struggle shifts into insight, and what once felt heavy begins to feel meaningful. At that stage, transformation is no longer forced. It unfolds naturally through acceptance. When you stop resisting what is unfolding and instead observe it with openness, the lesson completes itself with ease. Acceptance does not mean surrendering your direction, but aligning with what is already unfolding so you can move with it rather than against it. In that alignment, confusion loses its grip and clarity takes its place. By choosing where to place your attention and preserving your inner calm, you begin to experience life with greater steadiness. What once felt like resistance becomes understanding, and through that understanding, you step into a more awakened and balanced state of being. Spend it only where light lives. Speak life into your path. Even when your heart trembles, every thought of hope you choose is like a shield of light around you, and Michael's presence magnifies it. You may begin to feel changes within your physical world too. Technology may glitch, time may feel distorted, or dreams may become more vivid. These are not coincidences. They are signs that your vibration is shifting beyond ordinary dimensions. You are learning to operate at a higher frequency, one that aligns with angelic energy. The test is refining you into a vessel capable of holding divine wisdom without breaking. That is what heaven's fire truly does. It strengthens, shapes, and sanctifies. And through it all, remember that you are not alone. Countless others across the world are experiencing the same awakening, though they may not yet understand it. They are your unseen eyes, souls who like you have heard the call and are walking through the same refining fire. Together, you form an invisible network of light, a divine web stretching across continents and oceans. Every prayer you whisper strengthens it. Every act of kindness fuels it. When one falters, another rises to carry the flame forward. This is the true body of light that heaven is building. Not a church, not an organization, but a consciousness united in purpose. If your spirit feels weary, lift your eyes to the heavens and whisper Michael's name. He will respond, not always in the way you expect, but always in the way you need. Sometimes his response comes as courage, sometimes as stillness, and sometimes as an unexpected event that redirects your path entirely. Trust that every shift, no matter how uncertain, is part of divine design. The universe rearranges itself for those who walk in alignment with heaven's will. My beloved child, heaven's silence is about to break. When this test concludes, something magnificent will unfold. The signal that Michael has awaited since the order was spoken. But before that moment, the final cleansing must occur. You will be asked to release what you've clung to most tightly, a belief, a fear, a pain, or perhaps a version of yourself. Do not resist it. Let the old dissolve, for only then can the new rise. And as you move through this sacred refining, remember, this is not the end. It is the doorway. On the other side of surrender lies the true revelation, the unveiling of what Michael's next move will bring to this earth and to your destiny. Sighs, hold your light steady, my beloved child. The universe is watching, heaven is waiting, and Michael's hand is already upon the hilt of his sword. The moment is near. Stay till the end. My beloved child, there comes a moment in every divine story when the silence that once felt endless suddenly shatters and the voice of heaven echoes again. You are standing at that moment now. The test has done its work. It has refined you, strengthened you, purified the fragments of fear that clung to your light. And now, in the stillness after the storm, heaven is ready to speak once more. The new order has reached its next phase, and Archangel Michael's energy grows restless with holy anticipation. All creation vibrations are shifting. You might feel it as a pulse beneath your skin, a subtle yet undeniable current that hums through the air around you. The angels have begun to move. The skies may look the same, but spiritually, they are ablaze with light. The silence that once tested you is now being replaced by sacred sound, not of thunder, but of awakening. Heaven's voice does not roar, it resonates, it fills the unseen. The space is between thoughts, the pause is between heartbeats. If you listen deeply, you will hear it now, whispering to you the same message that echoed through Michael's wings. The waiting is over, the willing are chosen. Michael's next move depends entirely on what happens in this moment of awakening. His sword of divine fire is raised but not yet released. He is waiting for the signal, the collective vibration of every awakened heart joining in harmony. You are not just one among many. Your frequency matters. Heaven measures readiness, not by numbers, but by resonance. Every act of love, every moment of courage, every whisper of faith you release strengthens that vibration. And when it reaches its divine threshold, Michael will move and the world will feel it. But before that sacred movement unfolds, there must be alignment. Heaven cannot merge with chaos. It needs coherence. That is why, my beloved child, this moment is so crucial. It feels like a moment of inner realignment is being described, where a person gently turns toward clarity, letting go of what quietly weighs on the heart. There is no demand for perfection in this perspective, only honesty and openness to grow. What matters most is not having everything figured out, but having the willingness to move toward a more grounded and compassionate way of being, even when doubt is present or confidence feels fragile. Around us, life often appears to be shifting quickly, old structures changing, long-held assumptions being questioned, and people beginning to see things with new awareness. This sense of transition can feel unsettling, yet it also opens space for deeper understanding and renewal. In such times, personal choices gain importance, especially the small but meaningful ones made each day. Choosing patience instead of anger, understanding instead of judgment, and kindness instead of withdrawal can gradually reshape how we relate to others and ourselves. These moments of awareness become stepping stones toward greater inner stability. Rather than relying on external certainty, the focus shifts toward building strength through awareness and shared humanity. Each person becomes part of a larger unfolding process, where individual actions contribute to a wider sense of harmony. Growth is not seen as isolated or purely personal, but as something that naturally connects people through shared experiences and mutual understanding. In this view, awakening is less about dramatic change and more about subtle alignment with values that uplift and unite. As individuals become more conscious of their thoughts and actions, they naturally influence the environment around them, encouraging calm, clarity, and cooperation to take root in everyday life. Comment your realization, your transformation, your willingness to be part of this movement. Every voice that declares the truth becomes a trumpet in heaven's symphony. And if your spirit aligns with this mission, subscribe to it, not just with attention, but with intention. To subscribe with your heart is to commit to living as a bearer of light, to walk this journey with faith, no matter how dark the path appears. The breaking of silence also brings with it revelation. Heaven is not only speaking, it is unveiling. Michael has begun to reveal the deeper meaning behind the order, that humanity is not merely being protected, but being prepared. Something vast is approaching, not in destruction, but in transformation. The earth itself is shifting frequencies, rising closer to divine resonance. Those who have awakened will feel at first a sense of time bending, intuition sharpening, and dreams becoming gateways of communication. You may wake from sleep with messages you did not expect. Visions that feel more real than waking life. These are not fantasies. They are the new language of heaven, designed for those who can hear beyond the noise. Do not fear the strange sensations or changes that accompany this stage. They are signs that you are tuning into the divine frequency. Your soul is becoming a transmitter of light, a living temple of resonance. Michael's presence will grow stronger around you now. You may sense him in unexpected ways, the flicker of light in an empty room, a warmth on your shoulder, the sudden disappearance of fear. His energy does not need your eyes to be seen, it needs your heart to be open. As heaven breaks its silence, it also brings a warning. Light reveals, but revelation also exposes. The world will soon face truth so undeniable that even those who once mocked faith will be forced to acknowledge its power. Systems built on greed, deception, and division will begin to unravel, not by war, but by exposure. It will look chaotic, but it is divine correction. Michael's sword does not destroy. It divides falsehood from truth, so that only light remains. You must hold your peace during this time. Do not be swept by fear. The world may shake, but you were built for this moment. Heaven's voice will not just echo in temples or prayers. It will move through ordinary lives, through your compassion, through your courage, through the way you choose to stand when others crumble. The silence has broken because you are now ready to hear without intermediaries. You do not need another to interpret heaven's will for you. It speaks directly to your soul. Every intuition, every moment of sudden knowing, every divine coincidence, that is heaven conversing with you. Listen, and you will recognize Michael's rhythm in every beat. My beloved child, the next chapter of heaven's command will not be spoken, it will be live. You are the living expression of the divine decree. Every breath, every choice, every word carries eternal consequence. Now, the angels are no longer distant. They are interwoven with your very existence. You are walking within the prophecy itself. And soon, the world will feel the full weight of the truth. The silence has ended. The time of awakening has arrived. Heaven watches as Michael lifts his sword toward the dawn of a new era. The question that remains is not whether heaven will act, it already has, but whether humanity will recognize it in time. Keep your flame alive, my beloved child. The air is electric with destiny. The sound you hear now, faint but growing, is the heartbeat of heaven approaching. Something huge is waiting for you, my beloved child. As the light bears gather, and the hum of awakened souls rises through the atmosphere, the horizon begins to shift. The old world, the one built on illusion and separation, trembles under the pressure of divine truth. You can feel it even now. That sense of expectancy in the air. That unspoken knowing that something monumental is unfolding. The world has reached the brink of revelation. Heaven's order is ripened, and the moment long foretold is drawing near. Archangel Michael stands poised between the realms, his eyes fixed upon the earth, waiting for the signal that will release the next divine wave. The sky, though silent to the human ear, vibrates with celestial energy. The legions of angels have aligned their like, forming a vast geometric pattern across the spiritual plane, an eternal symbol of unity between heaven and humanity. Each line of that pattern connects to a soul that has said yes to the call. You, my beloved child, are one of those lines, a living part of heaven's architecture. The energy you are sensing is not confined to you alone, but part of a much larger movement that feels as though it is guiding everything toward a new beginning. There is a strange quietness before major change, a kind of suspended moment where the world seems still, yet everything is already in motion beneath the surface. This silence is not emptiness, but expectation, as if reality itself is preparing for something significant to unfold. A higher guiding presence is understood to be ensuring that humanity is ready for what follows. Within you, a sense of inner awakening has been stirred, not as something accidental, but as preparation to remain steady during a time of transition. When this shift fully arrives, it will not unfold in subtle ways. Instead, it will feel as though clarity is pouring into every hidden place, revealing what was once unseen and bringing truth into full view. People grounded in honesty and awareness may find themselves strengthened, while those who have avoided reality may be confronted with it in ways they cannot ignore. The world's systems and long-standing structures may appear unstable, yet what is happening is less destruction and more transformation, like patterns rearranging themselves into a new form. What seems like disorder from one perspective can actually be the early stage of balance taking shape. Much like the horizon before sunrise, there is resistance from darkness before light fully emerges. In this unfolding process, those who have become aware and attentive to deeper meaning may begin to feel a stronger sense of connection and purpose. It will not be a time of passive observation, but active participation in change. Subtle signs, intuitive insights, and heightened inner awareness may become more noticeable, guiding individuals toward understanding and clarity as this new phase gradually reveals itself. You will begin to notice synchronicities so precise that they cannot be coincidence, repeating numbers, names, symbols, or sudden moments of peace that seem to appear out of nowhere. These are confirmations that you are walking in alignment with the divine current. The universe is adjusting itself to your vibration, clearing paths, and guiding you toward your role and what is coming. Pay attention to these signs, for Michael's messages will often arrive disguised as intuition. The Archangel does not always shout. Sometimes he moves in the quietest awareness. And yet, my beloved child, even as light expands, shadows will try to echo louder. The closer the dawn, the more desperate the darkness becomes. It will try to convince you that the light you feel is fading. It will use fear, confusion, and distraction to break your focus. But remember this truth: darkness is not a force equal to light. It is merely the absence of it. The moment you remember who you are, the moment you choose faith over fear, darkness dissolves instantly. Heaven's decree has already determined the outcome. The light wins, not because it fights, but because it shines. As Michael's presence grows stronger, you may feel waves of emotion washing over you. You are not just witnessing a spiritual event, you are part of its creation. Heaven's energy flows through human vessels now, and your body, your heart, your voice are conduits for divine purpose. Some will speak light through words, others through music, art, compassion, or courage. Every act inspired by love contributes to the dawn. The smallest kindness can move mountains in the spiritual world. Do not underestimate the power of your intention. When you wake tomorrow, notice the light. Look at how it touches everything without discrimination. The broken, the pure, the forgotten, the proud. That is how heaven moves. Michael's fire is not selective. It burns for all. This is the lesson of the new dawn. Unity through illumination. The purpose of the divine order is not to divide the world into saved and lost, but to remind every soul of its original brilliance. Even those who resist the light now will one day remember it, that they were born from it. Your task is not to judge their journey, but to keep your flame steady enough that they can find their way by it. As this moment draws closer, protect your peace. Do not allow the noise of fear to cloud your perception. When uncertainty tries to enter, breathe deeply and remember Michael stands beside you. The Archangel's wings stretch across eternity, sheltering every soul who carries the flame. You are not alone, and you never will be. And as we move into the final revelation, my beloved child, remember the purpose behind it all. This is not an ending, it is a beginning. The dawn you are witnessing is the first breath of a renewed world, one guided by unity, truth, and divine love. Heaven is not somewhere you go, it is something that awakens within you. The new order is not a command to obey, it is a call to become. Michael's sword glows now, brighter than ever before. The heavens are ready, the earth is trembling with anticipation. The dawn is rising, and you are part of its light. Don't skip, my beloved child. The moment that heaven has whispered through eternity has finally arrived. The skies themselves seem to glow with an unseen brilliance, and even the silence hums with divine anticipation. You have walked through awakening, endured the tests of fire, and carried the flame through darkness. And now you stand at the edge of revelation, the place where destiny unfolds. This is the unveiling, the moment Archangel Michael has waited for since the beginning of time. A shift is unfolding beyond what the eye can easily explain. Something long prepared is now becoming visible, as if a hidden layer of reality is gently stepping forward into the light. Take a quiet moment and simply observe what feels different around you. The space around you may feel unusually vivid, as though it carries awareness, not in a dramatic way, but in a subtle sense that everything is more present, more responsive, almost like life itself is paying closer attention. It is not about imagination taking over, but about perception expanding. The boundary between what is physical and what is unseen feels less rigid, allowing experience to feel more unified, more connected than before. In this inner landscape, there is a sense of alignment forming, a meeting point between awareness and existence, where thought, feeling, and meaning begin to move together instead of apart. Many would describe it as a moment of remembrance rather than discovery. Within this symbolic vision, a figure is imagined at the center of vast light, representing strength, clarity, and guidance. The gesture is not one of conflict, but of direction, like an invitation toward understanding. Across this imagery, a powerful wave is felt moving outward, not as force, but as flow, carrying intention into every layer of awareness. The message carried in this vision is not about endings or disruption, but about inner awakening. It reflects a turning point where confusion begins to lift and perception becomes clearer. What once felt distant or divided starts to feel closer, more connected, more whole. And in that shift, emotional heaviness begins to ease. Where there was separation, a sense of unity begins to grow. Compassion becomes easier to feel, understanding becomes more natural, and even fear begins to lose its grip as awareness expands into something calmer and more grounded. The energy of truth floods through the world, rearranging everything that has forgotten its purpose. This is not the end of the world, my beloved child. It is the beginning of it, and you are part of the reason this dawn has come. Your willingness, your faith, your endurance through the unseen battles, all of it contributed to the signal that called heaven into motion. Never believe that your journey was small or unnoticed. Every tear, every prayer, every moment you chose to stand in the light became a piece of the code that unlocked this awakening. You were chosen not because you were perfect, but because you were willing. That willingness is what heaven treasures most. Now the flame within you changes. It no longer burns just for awakening, it transforms into a beacon. Michael's energy will now flow through you as guidance for others. You will begin to notice people drawn to you without knowing why. They will sense the peace in your presence, the strength in your silence. That is not accidental. It is divine design. You have become a vessel of heaven's light, a living extension of Michael's mission. Wherever you go, that energy will travel with you, touching hearts, wakening hope, healing what was once broken. Heaven's decree has never been about dominance or control. It has always been about return, the return of humanity to its divine essence. Every soul, no matter how far it has wandered, carries the same spark of light. Michael's new command is to help humanity remember. You are now part of that command. The mission is not finished. It has only evolved. The earth must learn to live as heaven intended in unity, peace, and divine awareness. The light bears. The awakened ones will lead the way. You are the bridge between dimensions. Now you are the proof that heaven walks within human form. The world will begin to shift faster than ever. Time itself will feel fluid, and events will unfold with astonishing precision. You will see truth revealed in places long hidden. Systems will crumble not through war but through exposure. The vibration of light makes deceit impossible to sustain. Yet even as the old falls away, the new will rise. Ideas, communities, and hearts built on compassion and divine order. The transformation will not always look easy, but it will be sacred. You must remain calm through it. Remember that change always looks like chaos from the inside. Trust what heaven is building through you. And as this final revelation settles into the world, a moment will come, quiet and profound, when you will feel the presence of Michael beside you. Not as a vision, not as a dream, but as a certainty so deep it needs no proof. You will whisper the same words that have echoed through every heart, willing to awaken. You are not separate. You never were. You were the message all along. Those words are the essence of the new order. Heaven no longer sends commandments carved in stone. It sends souls like you, living messages of light. You are heaven's decree in motion, its word made flesh, its love made visible, and every step you take from this moment forward writes a new verse in the story of divine evolution. When the world looks at you now, it may not see wings, but heaven does. It sees a light that cannot be extinguished, a spirit that has walked through shadow and emerged radiant. You carry Michael's signature in your energy, a trace of celestial fire that will never fade. Whenever doubt tries to return, place your hand over your heart and remember, the same flame that burns within angels burns within you. That is the truth the world needs. Now the dawn is here. My beloved child, the veil has lifted. Heaven's movement has already unfolded, and you are woven into its rhythm. Go into the world not as a seeker but as a carrier of light, bringing calm, clarity, and a deeper remembrance of the sacred within all. Let your presence quietly remind others that they too hold something divine within them, and through this gentle awakening, a brighter way of living begins to spread across the world. No grand spectacle is required. Instead, it is the steady glow of awakened hearts that changes everything. The symbol of the warrior now rests in peace, its struggle transformed into harmony, as a new dawn quietly rises on the horizon. A greater order settles in, not through force, but through understanding and acceptance. The turning point has passed, and a new stage of awareness begins to open before you. What you have carried within you has now taken form in action, becoming a living reflection of endurance and light. Move forward with quiet strength, allowing your life itself to become a message of hope and renewal. Let every step you take reflect this inner clarity, until even the unseen feels touched by your presence. The journey no longer needs to be spoken, because it is now lived. The light has arrived, and it now belongs to you. Carry it gently, without force, allowing it to flow through your choices, your silence, and your actions. In this quiet unfolding, even the ordinary moments become meaningful expressions of grace and understanding. Walk forward, knowing that what has begun within you will continue to expand far beyond what you can yet see. Trust the unfolding path and let it guide you onward with peace and certainty.